Hello everyone, it's that time of year again. The annual set has been issued, mine has arrived, so I'm going to give you guys a quick review of the contents. It's a really nice set this year. One or two of the included extras from the Commemoratives I'm not a big fan on, but we do get to see the usual faces. So there we go, we've got our little dormouse, the squirrel. Oh, I keep calling it a pheasant, it's not a pheasant. You got your oak leaf, so we're starting to recognise that one in circulation now. Got the puffin 20p, of course the salmon, everybody recognises that. It's the 2023 that you want without the privy mark. The pound coin with the bees, and the £2 coin with the 4 nations flowers. And on the obverse, as normal, you've got the King's profile. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play it crafty on this quick review. I'll hold the goodies in one place so you guys can pause the video, have a read, see what's exactly said, rather than me trying to go through everything that's there. So you've got the specs of each coin. Martin Jennings, obviously, is his profile of the king. So you've got your weights and measures as usual, and then we come on to the actual commemoratives, which for many of us this is what we go for, but we will see some of these, I suspect, during the course of the year. Now this one, if I put that there, a couple of seconds, you can pause, hopefully you can read it. You've got the £5 coin as a commemoration, should we say, of the birth of Queen Elizabeth II. She would have been 100 this year. April 1926 she was born. So that is a really nice design. I do like this one. And when it comes out in its own right as probably silver as well, I might just treat myself. It is a really nice design. Obviously the obverse on all of these is all the king as usual. The next couple are £2 coins. So you've got one which is 200 years of wildlife for the Zoological Society of London on the left, and on the right you've got HMS Beagle, all tied in with the Royal Museums at Greenwich. You've got the weights and measures and so on at the bottom. So £2 coins, as we know, have an edge inscription. The Zoological one just says restoring wildlife together, and the Beagle says the voyage of the Beagle. Now it's the Beagle that I'm not overly a fan of, to be honest. All the others mark actual known milestones, shall we say. HMS Beagle, if you read the text, it says, one of the most important vessels in the history of global exploration and discovery, HMS Beagle undertook its first commission in 1826. Now, yeah, that's fine. We've got no problem with celebrating that. But then it goes on to say, due in no small part to Charles Darwin, its resident naturalist, it is Beagle's second voyage that is perhaps the most famous. So why are they marking it with the first? Most people don't really care about the Beagle being launched. I wanted Concorde, to be honest, but it's not included. The other one, like I say, it's the Zoological Society of London Zoo, basically, to the rest of us. And there's a little bit there, so if I pop that there, you can pause, have a read, and then we move on to the two 50p's. You always get a £5, two £2 and a couple of 50p's in these sets. So you've got one on the left is the Grand Prix Trust. That's 100 years of the British Grand Prix, first one being at Brooklands in 1926, and the one on the right is the King's Trust. That's 50 years. So it all started off as the Prince's Trust, and it got renamed in 2024, I think it was. And below you've got the usual, like I say, the weights and measures. With these, obviously, they've all got their own designers. Martin Jennings, like I say, on the obverse, and the reverse is the £5 coin is Timothy Node. The London Zoo is Jonathan Oliff. I think we've come across him before. You've got William Webb on the Beagle. The Formula One, the Grand Prix, is by somebody called Interstate. Now I'm guessing that is some graphic company. And the King's Trust is Jessica Gregorio. I think we've seen her before. I recognise her name from somewhere. But I'll do the same again. Pop that down there for you. Have a quick read. You can pause. And then on the other side, if I just zoom out, you can get a better idea of what's going on. So the King's Trust, this picture of the King in his Navy uniform, the obverse there. Grand Prix, picture of Brooklands in the background. Artist drawing of HMS Beagle, and a nice little tiger. And the one for the Queen, 100th anniversary of the birth of Elizabeth II. Self-explanatory. We all recognise that face. So coin collectors love her coins. Foreign collectors even more so. So there you go. It's a nice little set, and like I say, the only one I'm not a big fan of is the Beagle. I would have preferred to have seen Concorde. Concorde celebrates 50 years of its first commercial flight. I think it was something like the 6th or the 8th of January 1976. So we've just gone past the actual anniversary, and the 50p itself has been released by the by the Royal Mint today. That's Tuesday the 13th of January. So now that's out, that'll be sitting alongside this little lot. Now, out of all these coins, I highly suspect the £5 coin will be issued in its own right as a £5 coin. I think both of those £2 coins might be. One of them definitely. I think the London Zoo one for sure. And these two, the 50p's, I think they may well come out in their own right as well. So if you don't want to have to buy the whole set, you can buy just the definitives, or you may have to wait until each of these commemoratives are issued under their own flag, shall we say, under their own little banner. But there you go. It's a nice little set overall. Royal Mint have done their usual quality production. That's the only way I can really describe it. I would like to see some of these actually out in circulation. Now we know that 2024 coins, none of them have been minted for circulation. There's 2025 out there, there's 2023, a couple of them, but on the whole, we're not likely to see most of these in circulation. Mind you, 2026, it could all change. They might decide to release some, we don't know. So we've got the £1 coin, the 50p and the 5p already out. They might decide at some point they'll release 2026. They might do the 10p, the 20. I somehow doubt they'll do the £2 coin. And as for the coppers, that's doubtful as well. So my money would be, sorry, no pun, would be on one of these two being put out into circulation, if they use any at all. We've got plenty of all the others out there. So enjoy. And that, my friends, is it for this year's annual set, both the definitives and the commemoratives. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, please consider a like, leave a comment. Which is your favourite one? Like I say, I do like all of these. My favourite is the £5 coin. I do like that design. It's really, really nice. So until the next time, folks, take care, and I'll see you then. Cheers all.